get started. Whenever born, you grooves in the latest news. Complex and interesting, take the time out to invest in straight talk wrestling. Get the facts, get the tables.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy George Mackay here, live backstage, Demand Lucha, pre-recorded, and I'm here with the amazing, the wonderful, the returning Nova. It's been a minute. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. We actually have we've done an interview before. It was over the phone, but we've never done it in person. So this is a game changer right now for you and me.
I think we did a podcast before the pandemic, if I can remember, and I was just commencing in pro wrestling.
Yeah, you were literally only a few months in at the time, and we sat down, and it was one of my favorite interviews, and it's great to kind of circle back, a couple years later, because now you're busy, you're extremely booked, you've held championships after championships, you still look fantastic, and you kick ass like nobody else's business. You're one of the strongest women in Ontario. Actually, I would say indie wrestling today. I'll put my stamp on that.
Damn, thank you so much. That's an honor. That's an honor to say, absolutely. It's been a wild ride. And I'm glad that I've put a lot of time and effort into this craft.
Absolutely. And like I said, so many different championships you've held. You represent so many divisions in Ontario. But I want to talk specifically about Demand Lucha, because here you get to have a little fun. Even though wrestling is make-believe and it's character, here you get to play a
wrestling?
Did I just break the fourth wall? Am I not supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Wrestling's real.
Wrestling, 100% real. So Nova, pure athlete, pro athlete, the best. Here, though, you get to play a side character, which is very cool. You get to kind of be the woman behind Los Medicos, if you will. You are the nurse. I mean, there's Doc Zoc. You work hand in hand, but yeah, Los Medicos is a couple of scary dudes, and you yourself are extremely scary. Is it fun to kind of tap into that dark side? Because you're a face, but it's fun to tap into that dark side every now and again, right?
Absolutely. So working as the elite athlete Nova, my entire wrestling career, which has been since about 2019, I have been a face. And I have been handpicked for this role. I don't know why. It's honestly like such a compliment, because I have never really worked as a heel before. So for somebody to look at me and say, hey, we can transform her into this demonic nurse, so now I'm the Black Widow, Nurse Novocaine, and it's been really, really cool. It's been a really cool character challenge. It's completely different than what I do as the elite athlete. The elite athlete's very athletic and very poppy, very flashy, light pink colors and flipping all over the ring and, cheering with the kids. And this is just absolute opposite, and I am loving every minute of it because it challenges me.
And that's the biggest part of pro wrestling as well, to challenge yourself inside the ring as much as you can to get the most out of your career and out of everything you can do. And also to make yourself feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sure being a face for that long, to be handpicked and be told, listen, this is what you want you to do, must have been nervous the first couple of appearances.
Oh, absolutely. The first couple of appearances, I was only ringside as their manager, but it was definitely challenging only because I'm not used to coming out in front of the crowd and not smiling and, giving them the RBF, the resting bitch face. Honestly, it was very challenging, and you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to become more comfortable with things. So over time, I started getting really comfortable just interacting with the crowd, in the heelish way. It actually really improved my work as the elite athlete Nova at the same time, because it got me more comfortable just out in front of the crowd. It's really helped me, absolutely.
I love that. I love the fact of the evolution and the consistently upgrading and uploading, or leveling up, if you will, yourself as a professional wrestler. Looking at the elite athlete, though, and everything that you've accomplished with her, is there some promotions that may want you to tap into that darker side if given the opportunity? Like, you are the babyface, all Canadian hero, if you will. But if some of the promotions were like, you know what, we want to see a darker elite athlete, would that be something you might be interested in?
I would be absolutely interested in that. At this time, only Demand Lucha has the Black Widow, Nurse Novocaine, and they're the ones that have created this. So I feel like I would probably respectfully do my due diligence and ask their permission first.
Of course.
Because this is their baby. You know what I mean? Nurse Novocaine, this is all them. That they've created me. I've used it to evolve myself, and I'm trying to really become natural in this craft as a heel. But at the end of the day, they're the ones who did create me, and this was their idea. And I would respectfully ask permission to engage in this role with other promotions if they wanted to hire me. Yeah.
Absolutely. But not necessarily this role. I mean, you could take and spin Nova your own way if you wanted to creatively, right? There could be a third evolution. You've got Novocaine, which was created here, but then you've got Nova the Elite Athlete, and then there could be something else that you haven't tapped into yet.
Absolutely. I was once told by my OG trainer, Tornado, Mark Bartolucci, he told me that when you begin in pro wrestling, you can create the ultimate wrestler, everything that you want to be as a wrestler. You have your signature moves, you have your look, you have your lines, you have your taunts. He says, you think that that's going to be amazing, and it's going to go over, but over time in pro wrestling, the fans are going to start to react to things that they like. And it might be things that you don't even realize, and you should take parts of that and just run with it and see what evolves. So I'm still completely open to, in both roles, whether it's the Elite Athlete Nova or Nurse Novocaine. I'm keeping my ears open, I'm keeping my eyes open to see what the fans are really liking, and I'm just going to take that and run with it.
I love that. You very well spoken, very thought out plan. I think you have everything kind of mapped out. So I guess that segues perfectly my next question. 5 years in the business so far, a little over 5 years. Have things gone the way you've wanted them to go? Slow and steady, rising, word of mouth, people seeing the work you're putting in. Are you happy with the first 5 years in this crazy mixed up world of pro wrestling?
I am absolutely happy. I'm absolutely thankful. I never thought in a million years when I started that I would be where I am today. I am doing what I can in between my shift work, which I do at my shoot job. So working shift work and then doing this is a bit challenging. I'm not always available for bookings, unfortunately, but where I can, I'm working my ass off in pro wrestling, and I'm making the drives, I'm doing the training, and I'm putting lots of time, money, effort into the entire look of Nova. So
I love that. And I guess my next question is 2024. We're already 7 months gone through. It's crazy. It literally feels like the year just started, but the summer is literally coming to an end. We're in August next week. Have you accomplished everything thus far in your 2024 goals, or is there something else that's on the horizon that you're looking forward to that you haven't hit yet?
I would like to evolve even more as the Black Widow Nurse Novocaine. Absolutely. I feel like I'm just really getting started with that. People are absolutely loving it, so I'm very happy about that. But Demand Lucha has just started giving me my singles matches here. So this is something that it's a work in progress. It's always going to be a work in progress, but it's something that I have to continue to evolve. And as far as the Elite Athlete goes, I would absolutely love to work with different promotions. There's always so many out there. I would like to get some more time in the States, I think. So I gotta start reaching out to some promotions in the States and get my name out there a little bit more.
I absolutely think that's a fantastic idea. USA, keep it coming. The Elite Athlete is coming for you. And she's 100% Canadian. That's the coolest part about it. You're going to be an import. You're going to be a special attraction, which is super cool. Now, to flip gears for a minute, being Nurse Novocaine here at Demand Lucha, you get a lot of heat. You get a lot of heat in the best ways possible. But I have seen kids yell at you. I have seen adults boo you. And I have seen you shrug it all off with nothing but the smile that's on your face right now. How do you channel all that when someone's sitting there, you're walking by, you're holding the clipboard, and somebody's like, "You suck." How do you channel that and just be like, "Cool, I'm purposely going to Hurricane Rana this person now so that I can look right at you and say, do I really suck?"
I think the reaction I'm getting from the crowd is my fuel to cause misery to all those around me. So keep booing me. It's my fuel. You're lighting the fire. Keep it up.
You love it.
I love it. Yeah.
But of course, you love the cheers when you get them. Not necessarily to Man Lucha, but when you do get them, and you love being the hero. What's the coolest part about when you have a young fan, a young little girl or little boy come up to you and they're just like, you are cool? I've seen so many pictures of your Instagram, you with little fans taking pictures and stuff like that. My daughter in the pandemic, she had a picture with you when you were at Destiny Wrestling in that back alley show that they did just in the midst of the pandemic and stuff like that. We were just allowed to do outdoor gatherings again. So my daughter's got a picture of you from them, one of the highlights of that night. But when you have those little fans come up to you and they look at you like a superhero, like you looked at so many legends of the past as a superhero, it's full circle. Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. I would say that working with the kids is probably 50% of why I do this. It brings me a lot of joy. It's very rewarding to me that I could be a really good role model for the younger generation. I want to be a good role model for the younger generation. I absolutely love taking photos with fans of all types, of all ages, but it is the younger generation that, I enjoy the fact that they are coming out to a wrestling show, and they're out here doing this with their parents, and they could be out doing drugs or whatever, right? But they're out here and they're looking up to their role models, and they're looking up to the wrestlers. And if I can spend some time with them after the show and just talk to them and ask them how they're doing and encourage them in life, you know what I mean? They can honestly do anything if they put their minds to it, and you got to put the work behind it. But that's just something I try and a message I try and get by to them. I just want to be a good role model to them.
I absolutely think you are. I would say that you have the role model with the elite athlete. You have role model down to a T, 100%. There's no little girl, little boy when you walk through that ring and the pink dust comes flying everywhere that they can't get inspired by that. It's larger than life, and you've done a great job at that. So tip of the hat to you. I don't have one on right now, but tip of the hat to you. My final question, I'm going to let you go prepare for the rest of the evening. When you look at the elite athlete Nova and everything that inspired that first incantation, and then we look at Demand Lucha. Yes, Nurse Novocaine was created by Demand Lucha. They handpicked you, they gave you the opportunity, but you put so much of yourself into that. You've put so much of yourself into that. So I'm going to say that maybe Demand Lucha had 80% of it, 20, but I'm going to say now it's 50-50. Even though the character was created, you've turned Nurse Nova into the incantation that we see today. So when you get a chance to be creative like that, put your input and work with promoters that are willing to hear your creativity, does that just get you so much more hyped up for the show because you're being allowed to be creative and be free with your look, your feel, everything about your character? Absolutely.
I would say again that Black Widow Nurse Novocaine is still a work in progress, but I'm really testing the waters with Demand Lucha. I know that originally they had an ideal look of how they wanted me to appear ringside with my my lab coat and my short skirt and my nice blouse because I'm also in the office, but I'm also a nurse and I'm also evil. But I am really testing the waters with regards to my looks and stuff like right now, and I'm still waiting on Demand Lucha to say something or say yes or no or whatever, but they are just letting me be creative. They're letting me run with it. I think if they have an issue they will speak up, but at this point I'm really I'm just challenging myself, and I'm just testing the waters.
I love that. And final question, because I think this is important. You did mention earlier the resting bitch face. You have it down. I would like to learn how to do the rest. So what do you got to do? Like, tell me, show me, how do you rest? How do you get the rest?
Get Botox.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Get Botox.
It's a muscle paralyzer. So,
so it makes things easier.
So as much as I want to smile, I can barely smile. So no, it assists in keeping me looking young with the generation of evolving wrestlers that are coming up. So I got to try and look the part, right? So yes, the secret to RBF is a good Botox injector. So.
I love that. I'm going to Google that right after the show. I'm going to find one myself so I can get comfortable with the younger generation of podcasters that are coming up. I'm not going to look this dainty forever, right?
You're going to come to the next show like.
I'm going to come in back. Hey. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Nova, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. The Elite Athlete Nova back to Straight Talk Wrestling for the second time. Won't be the last. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Thank you so much for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw today, please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our future videos and content. Also, you could follow us on all social media platforms. On X at _Straight Talk. On Facebook and Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling. On TikTok at Straight_Talk_Wrestling. And of course, you could follow us on Podbean,